hello. This is Gabe Cymbalista with Cymbalistic Cynicism on the Indiescape Network. Today's guest is actor and producer Mike Ferguson. Just FYI, everyone, he is shirtless. So, ladies, get ready to drool. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Is link to put up so I can share this?
Oh, actually, wait, why'd you say?
Is there a link on Facebook I can share this to people?
Oh yeah, hold on, I'll send it your way. I actually realized I have to plug something in because we've been having internet issues on my end too.
Well, it's the weather. I mean, look at what's been happening.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, so I'm gonna send you the link, okay? Just give me one moment.
Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna hardwire this shtick. All right. I'm gonna hardwire my computer. Here we go. Anyway, okay, here it is. End. Okay, now let me go get you the link. I'm going to message it to you on Facebook. Just give me 1 second.
Excellent.
Okay, here we go. And okay, here we go. Let me open this up. I'm going to hear an echo here. Okay, close this now and send it your way. All right. Where's Mike? Mike. And here you are. Okay. Just send it over. That's the live link to watching this for anybody you want to send to. Okay. So let me know when you're ready to go.
I'm ready, dog. I'm gonna look at my phone every now and then because I'm just posting some stuff up. That's about
I got you. So you were a tattoo artist, or still are, I believe.
I'm a tattoo artist. Yeah.
Yeah, and you transitioned into acting, and I don't know if this is more recent or older, but I found this shot of you online.
Oh, that's within the past couple of years.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. So how did you transition from that to acting?
Well, you look, I started the traditional ways. I just went and did background, and I did Switch at Birth, first job. Did 5 episodes, 5 SAG vouchers, first job, and then I kept doing background. Then I showed up on a set to do stunts because I had a martial arts background, and I knew how to sell for people. You know what I'm saying? And so I went to go do stunts, fight stunts. And the producer saw me and like, holy shit, you're scary as hell. Well, how do you feel about rape? And what's up, Joe Ridgely? Hell yeah.
I thought you knew you'd appreciate that.
Hell yeah. Fucking couch. That's right. And so he asked how I felt about rape, and it was raping the lead in the movie, Quality Man. It was a Timothy Wood film with Bruce Willis and Richards. The first line I ever had was raping a man in the shower. And welcome to Hollywood. He was a terrific actor, and I took acting serious right then and right there. As Quality Man, one of the most tremendous actors I've ever worked with. And it was an uncomfortable scene, and it looks great on film, and he's went on to have a lot of success. So I took it seriously. So I joined the little community actors thing in Temecula, California, went to a number of classes and just kept grinding away. And I realized I really liked acting. It was almost like therapy. And I was able to live all my childhood dreams. All my tattoos are movies. This is Boris Karloff, Frankenstein.
I see Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead. I've got Planet of the Apes.
Nice.
Hey, thank you, buddy. Star Trek, Doctor Who, a dialect done by Taylor Wooten, a great tattoo.
It's like a mural. It's like a canvas. Like a
when I was a kid, I would escape to movies. I've got Dead by Dawn tattooed on my hand from one of my favorite movies in the world was Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell affected my life when I was a kid. I remember skateboarding, sneaking into the movie because it was NC-17 with my brother, and we watching Rosebud Pictures. It was actually Evil Dead 2. And that made such a mark on me. Like when life was bad, I'd retreat to movies. And even when I was a father for a lot of years, raised a family, just went to Six Flags with my whole family right before Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found that I loved it. I loved it more than what I was doing. What I was doing, I had 5 shops across a multitude of states, and for dozens of years, for 20 years. And it got stressful, and it was only me, and I got to outlet through acting. But I also learned how to use my words instead of being a big ball of retarded angst. If you know what I
I know
mean?
exactly what you mean.
And I learned
Like,
how to use my words. I learned how to communicate a heck of a lot better. And I realized, I was like, look, maybe being the boss of everybody isn't the job for me. You know what I'm saying? My kids were raised and all this stuff. So I started focusing more into acting. And, I knew I had a look, but I really wanted to press. I played an uncle or a father in Shadow Marsh last year, a supernatural drama.
yeah,
Could be
I meant to see that
PG-13
poster.
rated. I mean, it's
Yeah,
literally, it's Lou Temple,
Felissa Rose.
Felissa Rose, and Dave Sheridan supporting me and this great young actress. It's a really touching, endearing movie. It's a slow drama.
Hmm.
If you want to watch it, it's on Tubi. But
Yeah,
I got to do that, and I was the lead in Amityville Uprising.
right.
And it is. Thank you to Tom. I appreciate that movie. Thank you, bud. It helped my career, and that came out last year. And then I had another movie, Last American Horror Show, Volume 2.
Yes, I actually brought up the screenshot from Amityville Uprising, found it
Yeah,
in the poster, and I actually had a question about that.
of course.
Was that
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, was because I know was that shot on Long Island? It was just took place on Long Island.
I'm sorry.
Was it shot on Long Island, or did it just take
No,
place on
no,
Long
no. It was
Island?
just based in the town of Amityville. It's not.
Right,
It's
because
not
that's
shot.
half an hour from me. Amityville is half an hour from me.
They did the
Yeah.
exteriors in
Right.
Amityville, New York.
Right.
And,
Right.
and
Right.
so yeah, it was. It's a really cool. It's a really cool zombie flick.
Hmm.
You can watch it on Tubi now. I love it. It helped my career. That poster, put it back up. It's just cool.
Oh yeah. 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 I wanted
I've
to let
got
you
it on my
continue.
wall. Uh, Matt McClure took that photo, I believe, with Los Angeles, and
It's got some Walking Dead vibes there.
yeah,
Like,
it's super dope. I remember going
yeah.
down to the south, and it's still on Redbox, and I was like, yes. And I just shot a movie in Atlanta just recently, and oh, I want to say hello to Cicely Alexander. I want to say hello to Greg Talley and my boy Tom Walton. You guys are out there doing the good fight. They're out there location scouting in Colorado right
Nice.
now.
Nice.
So,
My
but
friend
yeah,
Sean
man.
actually just wanted to stop and say hello to us. He loves your movies. And he's always fun to watch. He's been super busy, but he'll catch the replay of this, and I'll send it to you afterwards as well, Mike.
Cool,
So yeah,
cool,
just
cool.
wanted to share
Thank
that
you.
with you.
Thank you. And
Yeah,
I'll put it up in, and I
yeah,
appreciate it.
for sure, man. Yeah, and I also So you're talking about Amityville Uprising, and yeah, you mentioned. So you want to bring up. You mentioned like you didn't want to be the. It wasn't. As you know, you've worked with a number of horror icons in the industry.
Yeah.
It's you, and as you've probably been able to tell, it's usually the ones who play the villains. And Bruce Campbell has also said this. It's usually the
Yeah.
ones who play villains and the badasses and the intimidating and scary ones in the industry, and the ones who play those roles who wind up being the nicest guys, the gentle giants, the sweetest guys in the industry. And not just in the horror industry, but Michael Clark Duncan, I heard, and I have a friend of mine from my neighborhood work with me,
Yeah.
said he was the nicest soul. Kane
Yeah,
Hodder, all those guys.
I've been really fortunate to have the chance to break that stereotype. I just did a movie called
Yes.
Static Codes,
Right.
a sci-fi movie, a feel-good 80s sci-fi movie. Thank you, Mitch Parks. Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you, Augie Duke. Thank you, Tara Manning, and thank you, Shane Woodson. When I saw
Tara
his
Manning.
performance, I got to watch this movie on
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. I had part of the partners, Lux. I cried. And it wasn't even my acting. It was Shane Woodson's. I was so, and I had one drink in me. I hadn't even eaten yet. And I watched the movie and I literally cried because it is a great movie.
That's great.
And I'm like, everybody's performances were through the roof. I look over, sitting right in this room in here, and George from Lux is crying next to me too. He edited this friggin' movie and he is crying his eyes out. And he's like, it got me too, Mike. And I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. We friggin' did it. We made something. All of us got together, put in everything we had, shooting nights way out in the middle of Topanga Canyon. We made something brilliant, man. Thank you to Mitch. Mitch, thank you, buddy. I believe in you. You're amazing. And I love all you guys, George, Matt, everybody, Tom, Lenny. You guys are all my friends, and I appreciate everything we've made together this past couple years.
Yeah, but that's great. It is those of us who like the horror films, the really darker films, who actually have more of an emotion. A lot of us do when we watch, not just sad horror, but dramas. Like
Yeah.
I watch the scariest movies, but I'm like a softie when it came to even the Rugrats Mother's Day special. But I will cry at certain horror movies, but depending on the story, and there are certain ones that just have really good story that really hit you.
Yeah, and that's what I think Static Codes is one of those
Check
that
it
I have
out.
coming out. I have
It's not out yet.
I'm sorry?
It's not out yet? Static
No,
Codes?
no. That's
it's
slated for this year. I don't know where it's
nice.
landing. I
Okay.
filmed it last year. I
Okay.
did 4 movies or 3 or 4 movies with Luxanne back to back. Everything from modern western to a horror movie to I was a lead in Static Codes, co-lead, and I did a great support in Camp Pleasant Lake. Thank you, Tom. Had a great support.
I have that poster here too for Camp Pleasant Lake. I brought up. Hold on a second. Jonathan Lipnicki, Bonnie Aarons, and Andrew Divoff. Yeah, Andrew's awesome. And Bonnie,
Andrew and Bonnie, they play my parents in this.
Really?
They're my mom and dad. Yeah. And I have a really good arc in Camp Pleasant Lake. Like it's brilliant. And I got to thank Tom Walton a lot. And I love that guy. And he gave me a beautiful arc. And it really shows. Hold on, I'm sending this to Tom right now because I'm doing all this ass kissing. And I don't know
all good. You're entitled.
But no, he gave me a really great arc. And Robert Lazaro is my brother. And I have a relationship tied to Jonathan Lipnicki and Kelly Reeder. And it's a really it's poetic, sad at the same time. My character arc, and I just thank Tom for that. It's a really good part.
That's great.
Go ahead.
No, Bonnie was also at the. She was there with us at. I think you. I don't know if you were still there, but Bonnie.
I think I left for the Halloween Hotness.
Yeah. She showed up, but she wasn't there too long. But yeah,
I took off early at Halloween Hotness because I had a date. Because that's what Ferguson does. He has dates sometimes. No date inside the industry though. Or trying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I left Halloween Hotness. I came and got pictures, said hello to everybody, and I just dipped out. I try to do that a lot. So I don't, you know what I'm saying?
You definitely want to show your face. That's all you really have to do. You don't have to.
Yeah. Like on the 20th, I'm going to be at Bermuda Island, which is the Mahal Brothers movie.
Was that with Sarah French? Sarah
French is in it. Jackson Everest. Yeah, a lot of my friends are in that movie. So
yeah,
I have just a little cameo in it, and it's memorable. And I always get these cool little cameos. You know what I'm saying? Woodward used to give them. Tim Woodward and Brezak's giving them to me too. They've done real good by me. Thank you both, gentlemen.
So I was actually, speaking of the cameos. Well, obviously I didn't bring up the trailer, but the Bullet Train cameo. That was just like everybody's talking about. Oh, I recognize that guy. I know it was very small.
That scene ended differently from what we shot.
Really?
So they didn't work the gag. So the girl tossed firecrackers. Remember, he asked for firecrackers.
Yes.
We think it's gun. I pull a gun. It started and ended on me. Well, it didn't. They didn't use. Who knows? Maybe it'll be on the DVD. But just to be part of anything to do with that film is fantastic.
Yeah, 100%.
It was the assassin film of the year.
Yes, and the guy you shared the screen with, it might be the new James Bond.
It's very interesting. I loved it. I thought the acting was top notch.
Yes.
When it was filmed in 2020. You know what I'm saying? With all the COVID restrictions and everything, I had to wait 7 hours a day to pass a PCR test for 3 days. And so it was me and Paul Gunn. It was a really good time. It was a weird time in the world, but to see my fat head on the screen that big was just like, oh.
But you're basically like Yakuza. You're like a Russian Yakuza.
I was the Russian. I was the White Death's man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm connected.
I want to see that alternate ending to that shot. Hopefully they release it.
I'm sure 100%.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen because they did all kinds of us walking down the platform, people running out of the way, shit. Like they shot a lot of options.
Yeah.
They always do. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched Birds of Prey get filmed, and they shot so many options.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't. I was looking for. I couldn't. I didn't watch the full film, so I want
Birds
to
of
get a
Prey.
screenshot of you in there. Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing.
Some studios have a hard time. They'll shoot so much shit, they put the wrong shit in what they shot.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense, there's a lot of hands in studio films, and that's the reality of it.
I know there are actors and filmmakers that want to put more in, but the studio just won't have it. Like the filmmakers are always.
It is what it is, man. It's business.
Yeah.
I mean, we
No,
gotta
100%.
remember that this is a business, and it is
100%.
trends, and it is all of this stuff. And so at the end of the day, look, after the Snyder Cut, anything's possible.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's be honest, especially DVD extras and stuff. So we'll see.
That's become like a global hashtag. This person's cut, that person's cut. After that,
yeah. It's one of those things. But at the end of the day, that's just the beginning of Ferguson's journey, because he's got February 7th. He's got a movie called The Last Deal, and that at that time had been with the biggest actors I had worked with. I got to share the screen with Sala Baker. He was the voice of Lord Sauron. We just filmed him with Kerry Washington. Look at that handsome mother. Anthony Molinari, Sala Baker, Jeffrey, Mr. Fitzgerald. They are some of the finest actors I've ever had a chance to work with.
Didn't you tell me a backstory about this film?
This story is based around the 2017 marijuana legalization in California. It's a crime movie derived from that, written around the time of legalization, that it really screwed over the small guy. You know what I'm saying? Like the small guy. So he's got desperate, and he's trying to make this last deal to make it right. He's like, I can't keep doing this. I got to go on. Funny, because during 2017, I grew weed legally up in Humboldt, California, on a 7-acre property. I tried to go. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to do something different with my life. I've been tattooing for 25 years. Let's try growing weed legally. Look, hats off to you farmers out there. God bless you. There is nobody like you. That is the most backbreaking work I've ever done with a skeleton crew in my life.
I have friends who work in the
marijuana. There wasn't money in it after that year. And I was looking for instant stability, and I didn't want to put in the work, to be honest with you. After that first year it was devastating on so many different levels.
Really?
But the only in-person audition I did do was I flew back and did an audition for the Coen brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I did an in-person audition for the Coen brothers. I didn't get the part, and they gave it to Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson?
Yeah.
Real still, like being put up against getting a role to Liam Neeson is a big deal.
Yeah, fuck me in the face, right? Like, yeah. Look, and for a lot of people, COVID was a curse. During COVID, people don't talk about it. I was newly separated, and I was feeling very free, and I was like, hey, look, I believe in this, but I'm gonna fucking work. I was building in April or May, I was building a hero graveyard for a Nazi war gold movie for Louis Mandylor. And yeah. And
Hell Hath No Fury.
Yeah. And then Last Deal, I had auditioned for Last Deal. I had done a callback with the executive producers, was this Sala Baker. Thank you for picking me, buddy. And Jonathan Salimi, the writer and director. And then we met and we did it. I took the acting gig. I was offered a prop master job on the Nazi war gold movie, which was 2 weeks of solid pay. But being the artist asshole that I am, I'm like, fuck that. I'm going to take the ultra low budget movie. I'm going to take the ultra low budget for only 6 days because I get to do some acting.
But also, you mentioned, I think it's hard to go into World War II time with all the tattoos.
Oh,
right.
No.
I was something else.
Prop master on that movie.
Oh, prop master.
Yeah, I do crew work too.
Right. Right.
Yeah. No, but instead of doing the smart thing, which would be take the 2-week job, we're in the middle of fucking COVID. I'm like, I'm going to do this 6-day job, which was the last deal, which was blessings on top of blessings.
Right.
I got to work with heroes. This is Anthony Molinari's first lead role, Sala Baker, terrific actors. It's got a great synth pop, this 80s synth wave soundtrack. It's really hot. I got to see this movie last year, and my performance is great, and everybody's performance is great, and I just smiled from ear to ear because it's a good movie.
Yeah, that's great. No, I just my friend Jen is like also she actually, I think I showed you. She just want to pop in and say hi.
Hi.
She did one of those things about one of your movies when you were in the like she did like one of those fake news things that I showed you in LA. You were like on the screen with Sadie Katz.
Yeah,
I think it was
I
something
think
with
that was
Sadie.
Night of the Zomgols. Yeah.
Yes, that was it.
Night
That
of
was
the
it.
Zomgols. Shot
Yeah.
that in Las Vegas with James Duvall.
Right, Jamie.
Yeah, James Duvall, Rob Namir, really good friend of mine. I got to work with a lot of cool people, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? We were in Vegas in the middle of COVID. Sadie Katz, you know what I'm saying? God bless her. She's got a beautiful baby boy.
Yep.
Bless her and
Wish
her
her
husband and her
mazel tov.
sons, plural.
Yeah.
They've got a great life. They're really great friends of mine, and I love to see them shine.
You know, it's actually right after the Halloween Hotness, James Duvall, I went with him to hang out at his friend's house.
Yeah.
Afterwards with our mutual friend Galen Howard and Elaine.
Yeah.
Not Elaine, sorry, Ozzy.
Ozzy. Yeah. I was
Ozzy,
talking to Ozzy earlier.
Yeah. You know, I was just speaking to Ozzy last week as well. Yeah.
We spent Christmas together, me, Ozzy, and James Duvall. I cooked. Me and Ozzy pitched in money, and we're like, fuck it. I bought a fucking giant ham. He bought 2 turkeys, which was way too much fucking food. I still got it in the freezer. But we bought this shit, and I cooked Thanksgiving for everybody too, and I did Christmas this year. That's the only thing that sucks is being, I used to be around family for decades. Holidays are hard.
Change.
Yeah, change is hard. Change is hard. So I still like to be around people. I did, you know what I'm saying? In the past 3 or 4 years, I've had great dear friends come and hang out with me, stay with me, and stuff like that.
Jimmy and Ozzy, Galen, they're such good company, those guys.
They're good people. I call them
good people, good company, just great people. Yeah. I had such a good time with them and just hanging out with them and you. And also Jim, I mean, he was telling Jimmy that,
Jimmy Starr is an amazing person.
Oh, yes.
Him and Ron, they're great. They helped my career so much. He's an amazing PR person. Mm-hmm. They're great people. They host holiday things. They're really, they've been around the business a long time.
Jimmy's been at least probably 30 years at least.
Yes. He has a clothing line. I actually got one of his shirts.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it says "suck my dick" on it or something like that.
I think he teased that when I was.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to reality with me.
Yeah. He because he was in Donnie Darko, Independence Day, Salt Lake City Punk, and I was telling him, because we're talking about like he looks and sounds a lot like Keanu Reeves. So I was telling him they should totally do a Bill and Ted multiverse where he's one of the other Keanu Reeves from another multiverse.
He was always known as the indie world Keanu Reeves. That's
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We were just joking about that the other day. We were, you know what I'm saying? And he's had such a terrific career, and he's iconic.
Oh, yeah.
James Duvall is iconic. Dude, he is yoked right now. He's on some.
I saw he's been working out like.
Yeah, he's like I sent him some audition for a commercial. It was like ridiculous money. They wanted somebody to be shirtless. Fuck me, I look like a 51-year-old man shirtless. James Duvall looks like a 30-year-old, fucking ripped. Good for you, buddy. I appreciate you and all the hard work you do. I ain't got that left in me.
Listen, I'm 35 and I don't look my age. He's like me. He doesn't age much.
Yeah, really I age like shit. I'm taking all your aging. You know what I'm saying? The whole weight of the world's on my shoulders. Fuck you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, some age like a turkey, some age turkey meat, some age like a fine wine. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Look, man. Look, here's the thing: is I'm the post-apocalyptic. What's it, Sean Connery?
Yes,
I am the post-apocalyptic.
I was thinking, Connery. What are my friends gonna think? Is he like a Sean Connery? Is he gonna be like a more was it more modern Sean Connery, or what are they going to think? Like, I'm thinking of other actors like Timothy Dalton with Jacked. I'm thinking more Sean Connery. Listen, but when you were in, there's a lot of like, you are jacked. I mean, like, not
Oh
just
yeah, I
yeah,
work out. I work out when I'm acting. I don't work out at all.
yeah.
But when I'm at home,
Costas does sometimes. Yeah, he does that early morning. Yeah, he was
when
telling
I
me about.
wake up, when I wake up, if I'm not working, which for the past 4 or 5 days I haven't been,
Hmm.
I just work out. I did shoulders yesterday, and I did biceps. I
Hmm.
did chest the other day, 2 or 3 different sessions. I was supposed to do back today, but I'll probably do it tonight.
I need to
And
do more working out myself. Yeah.
I relax,
Hmm.
and I just lift weights. I have a really nice in my apartment building. We have a nice little gym, and I can work out 24 hours a
Nice.
day. And I used to be all like gym gung ho and shit and all that. I got dumbbells. I got a multi gym at my complex with a nice treadmill and bicycle if I need it. I'm not
It's
going to
so
go out
much
of
at your
my way.
disposal. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And plus, especially working in the industry and with COVID, I still COVID test. And I don't want to be in a big gym. Every now and then I'll venture out to a bar.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, I haven't got COVID to this day.
Yeah.
So,
But also, I know I have some friends that they take good care of themselves. So even if they got COVID, they're a much better place physically and biologically and
I
medically than most. And
yeah,
you probably are
I
too.
don't know. I don't know. I know that just my experience is that I haven't gotten it, and I've been in some outbreaks and stuff and haven't gotten it. I
Hmm.
don't think I'm immune, but I'm also think that I'm lucky as shit, and I hope that I
Yeah.
don't get it.
Oh,
I
100%.
was
I have friends like that. They like their whole family got it, but they were fine.
Dude,
Like my house wife.
I was on a fucking cruise, and I got hit up. I got hit up to do a movie. It was already risky going on a fucking cruise, and
Right.
I got hit up to do a Terrence Howard movie. I get off the cruise. I'm COVID
All
tested 3 or 4
right.
times. I got to finish a Taryn Manning movie with
Hmm.
this wonderful. God, I'm going to butcher her name. This wonderful actress.
Tara Manning, I heard, is really cool.
She's great. She's a
Yeah.
brilliant actress.
Hmm.
She still brings the fucking pain. She's been in this industry forever. She's a fucking queen. And am I saying that word too much, or is that bad?
No, dude, it's all good. I have Tourette's, so you have my permission by
Oh,
proxy.
okay. You can do it. You get the pat.
I tell my friends they could use it by proxy and blame me.
Tammy, hold on. I'm trying to pull up this actress's name
Hmm.
because I got to do this movie with her. And she's super
Yeah.
talented. She's blowing up right now. And I got to work on a movie called Portersville with her. And she's just a talented actress, and I want to see more of her work. It's taken me forever. Go ahead and ask me some more
It's fine.
questions.
Yeah, so I was actually going to ask you. You talked about, because I remember they announced you were doing a movie with Terrence Howard and Dolph Lundgren. Is that the movie you were talking about that they asked you about
Yeah,
on the
I
cruise?
want to go back real quick. Tammy Sellers
Yes.
is the girl that I worked
Sellers,
with.
Tammy Sellers.
She's an
Gotcha.
amazing actress. Yeah, man, I got a call about this movie with Terrence and the directors. I'd done a movie with them in 2019 prior to COVID.
Hmm.
Really cool, edgy, grimy crime movie thriller. And I got to be the hook in that. You know what I'm saying? The one line, whatever. I made the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was a really, really dope scene. I won't put it in my reel because it's barbaric. I was a human trafficker. But anyway, fast forward a couple of years, I'm on a cruise, and he's like, "Hey, Mike, I got something for you." He's like, "Whet your appetite." This is my Instagram. He's like, Dolph Lundgren and Terrence Howard. I fucking said, "Fuck it." I bought the internet. I called that motherfucker. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so I call
No
up
way to pass that up.
my manager, Tom
Hmm.
Walton, who's the writer
Hmm.
and director of Camp
Name
Pleasant
sounds
Lake.
familiar. I feel like I've seen his name before.
He's the director and writer of Camp Pleasant Lake. I had to hit him up right away because my days collided with their movie. They had to reschedule days for Lizardo to come out. They had to pay extra money. Bless you, Tom Walton, Adam Worth, bless you. To work around my schedule for the Terrence Howard movie. You know what I'm saying? That it came down to one of these things is like, look, a bigger movie's called. Not that Camp Pleasant Lake's not a big movie because it's huge.
Yeah.
But this is a chance to work with
yeah.
Terrence Howard, Academy Award winner, Oscar nominated,
Mhm.
Hustle and Flow. I COVID test. I'm PCR testing on Monday, back from this COVID, a rapid PCR test.
And you have like your fingers.
Yeah, I had everything on my body crossed. And then boom, I passed. I was like, fucking thank you, Jesus Christ. I walk downstairs and I see my name on a dressing room door. And right next to my room is John Savage, and right next to that is Terrence Howard. I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. Like I have a call sheet where it's just me, Terrence Howard, Piper Curta, and John Savage.
Wow.
And literally me in a six scene, like fucking grimy street, amazing. And then another day where it was just me and Terrence on the call sheet.
Really?
Yeah. And another day with me, Terrence, Dolph. It was just unreal, bro. I got to work with a great director, Orson Obowitz. He's a fantastic writer. He's a fantastic human being. I think he wrote this for Dolph Lundgren. Dolph Lundgren is one of the finest actors I've ever seen. I've never given him enough credit because he came up with this character that was written for him. It's so amazing. And this is really a fan movie, is what Showdown at the Odessa is.
Nice.
It's a fan movie, and fans are going to relate to it. And it's got distribution on Shout already, but it's going to do the festival circuit first. So you'll be able to see it at a film festival near you. Probably all the majors.
Yeah, let me know when it's in New York. Any New York ones, let me know.
Oh yeah, 100%. I like they announced through Deadline that they were going to do a festival run with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? I was like, thank you, Jesus, because this is really a really great character for me. It's not about being in the movie the longest or anything. It's what arc does your character have? I work, again, with everyone. It's my turning point for a lot of these characters.
Yeah. For
moral decisions. And the funny thing, too, a lot of these movies I've been doing lately is I just been getting the tar beat out of me. You know what I'm saying? In every movie, like I have a really funny bit, and then I just get the shit fucked up out of me. You know what I'm saying? It's like clockwork, you know?
Speaking of that, since you brought that up, I'm going to have to, because this is where we met initially.
Yeah.
First, it was at the Appetite for Sin premiere.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is the scene, I think, where you approach, as you said, like a very a little bit of a humorous, but raunchy scene.
Oh,
and then you get not just the tar beat kicked out of you, but eaten out of you, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, there's a line in there that I yelled that never made it to the final cut. It was funny. And I hit Matt up about that. He's like, it didn't fit. I was like, all right. When doing that movie, I take everything very seriously. And I talked to Matthew. I was like, hey, do you mind if I do this? It was written one way. I was like, no, fuck that. I was like, do you mind if I put my spin on it? And he's like, sure, Mike. And I came out with that yellow teeth shit. That was my gag. Like some scumbag guy with chaw in his mouth at some strip bar, just scummy Southern weirdo. You know what I'm saying? And literally when I was working with that actress, she didn't know anything about me. And I just started in on it. On this weird fucking, and I'm using inside the script or whatever. Mm-hmm. It took her aback a little bit. And so did everybody else. And then they started looking at it and they're like, all right, sick. So they added a bunch of more stuff around that. Mm-hmm. And you know, I was able to work with Matt. Matt was great. He's a great director. There were a lot of good people on that. Everybody worked really hard on that. Joe Castro, Joe Kelly. There were so many people on that film that, you know.
Speaking of Joe, I actually want to ask, did you just color your teeth yellow, or did you have him make like a mold and do the whole yellow?
No, I use, there's another, that's just a mouth effects.
Okay, gotcha.
Dan Gilbert, he's a stuntman at the Waterworld exhibit, and he's a creature effects specialist. He's got his own makeup line and stuff, and it's just for oral. It's non-toxic. It's, when I first started going to acting, a couple movies of painting my teeth with alcohol-based shit. That's no good for your teeth.
Yeah. No, 100%. I even mouthwash, I use alcohol-free shit.
I bring my own shit to set. You know what I'm saying? I've got white-out contacts, and that Disturbed video, that was my fucking contact.
Yeah, hold on. I want to bring that up. I have some screenshots from that.
Oh, that's the first Deserve bit. That's the first Deserve. That's not even
Oh, I didn't even have the I
yeah, that's the first Disturbed. The new Disturbed is literally I'm the lead in the whole thing. That's just me saving
really.
the lead.
Is that one out yet? I couldn't find it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yes.
It's Hey You. Look it up.
Hey, you.
It's
I'll
up
look it
right
up.
now.
Yeah.
It's 7 million, 8 million views.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
In the
Hey You.
meantime, while I do that, I just wanted to ask you, tell us a little bit about what was it? Not just the Terrence Howard. There's another film you brought up. But in the meantime, let's talk about
The
Breakout.
Disturbed thing I want to bring up though.
Oh yeah. Let's
When
do
I
that
got
first.
booked for
Here
that,
we
like I
go. Here
remember,
we go. Hold on. What I'm gonna do is
just turn
I'm
it on for a
gonna
minute. Yeah, on
no.
the whole
What I'm
video.
gonna bring it on. I'm gonna bring it on, but I have
Yeah,
to
let's
do
do it.
something.
Let's
Hold
do it,
on
and I'll
one
tell you little
second.
facts about it.
Yeah. Sure. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna have
Okay,
to do it silently because I can't play these audio. So
okay,
I'm gonna
perfect.
rip it and I'm gonna bring it on. Hold on one
All right, great,
second.
great, great.
But in the
Yeah, the white
meantime,
contact was mine.
yeah,
And that first Deserve video, all that was my gear. I own that gear too.
nice. Oh, the first one.
Yeah, the one that you just put up, that's the first.
Yeah.
I did that like 3 or 4 years ago, and then I just did one this past year where I was the lead.
Yeah, you were
I'm
telling me you did a couple of videos
Yeah,
with
I'm
us.
the evil man in it, and, I come down on a biomechanical arm and make these people fight in front of me, and I live off the juices on it. It's sick.
Nice.
Eh
Here it is. Hold on. I'm gonna try to mute it as if I can.
Yeah, I
I'm
did the
gonna
Travis
upload it.
Scott music video this year, James Arthur. I
Nice.
do a
Travis.
lot of music. Music's what sets the tone for people's lives.
Yes. Yeah, I think I told you I play piano 27 years and has saved my life in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, music
Yeah.
sets the tone for people's life. I get sad, I
Yeah.
listen to music. I get happy, I listen to music.
Yeah, 100%.
There's always a
Hold on.
song to my life.
There's
But yeah,
always
no,
yeah. Sorry,
when
go
I did
ahead.
Disturb, the director sent me the
It's
mood board.
uploading. I'm waiting on it. Yeah.
He sent me the
Talk to me.
mood board, and I was like, "Great." I brought, eyeliner, I brought whiteout contacts, and they showed me the wardrobe. I'm like, "Sick." And the makeup artist paints on me for a couple hours. I'm like, "Look, that's not gonna be seen by camera." I was like, "Let's do some makeup around my eyes. She got it approved." And I was like, "Sick," because I knew it was all body acting. I'm
Mhm.
a freak in this video. If you look at me, I really use my size and twisting around, and uh it was all body acting. So you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We plopped in my contact, put in my things,
Hey
Disturbed was
you.
very
You're talking about Hey You. Talking about Hey
yes,
You? Okay,
yes.
let me know when you're ready, I'll bring it up. Let
Bring
me
it
know when
up.
you're ready. Bring it
I'm
up?
very proud of this music video. It's one of the
Yeah.
Hey you! Have you had enough of it? Of the blind are leading the blind. Hey you! Are you angered enough? Do you feel confined? Are you losing your mind? Hey you! Done putting up with it. Inner peace isn't easy to find. Hey you! Are you strong enough to stop jumping in? Can we begin again then? And when you won't let go, just keep this thought in mind. The closest mirror reveals a true enemy staring back at you. Hey, you walking away. Got the wrong.
yeah.
I have to kill the music video
No,
because I think
I
it's the
know,
right
I
thing.
know, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was a big music video for me this year.
Yeah.
And, and then I did Travis Scott too, and a bunch of other stuff. I was a huge fan of Disturbed for a long time. I've done
Yeah.
2 music videos with them, each bigger and bigger roles. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's this year has been me trying to hit media at every angle. If that makes any sense. I was doing YouTube kid shows. I don't know if you've explored any of that. I did a bunch of YouTube kid shows like
Sorry, yeah. Well,
Ryan
sorry, say it again?
I don't know if you've explored. I was a regular on a bunch of kid shows, YouTube kid shows. I still am. Ryan Prunty, YouTube and Topper Guild YouTube. Topper Guild went up 7 million subscribers on his YouTube while I was with him.
Nice.
So it's been a fun ride, man.
No, that's amazing, dude. I should have just taken screenshots because I can't really play the copyrighted music, so I might have to remove that later on.
Yeah, who cares? I would still talk and whatever. It doesn't matter. Or put something else over it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shift it.
100%. Hold on one second. I was gonna bring up because you were also in, and I know I grew up on her music. Christina Aguilera's music video as her bodyguard.
Yeah.
And it was all in another language.
Yeah, she's really hit the South American market hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
The South American market's humongous. I never realized that until I did a music video for Jesse and Joy. It's like over 500 million views. You know what I'm saying? And it's all in Spanish. And I didn't understand. And then I did Kelly G, a couple of her music videos. I did a tour visualizer. And then the thing about the Christina Aguilera is Anna Lily Annapur, who directed The Bad Batch with Jason Momoa. She was the director of that music video. So I got to meet her, I put it up on my Instagram. But yeah, she's from the Bakersfield area. She got her start by doing an Indiegogo campaign. She's an amazing director, writer. She really is a force. And I got to meet her, and she actually was the director of that video. So
amazing.
Which was blessing on blessings.
Yeah. And not only that, also we got Ever Lavigne's music video. I had to ask a few questions about that. Because
okay, great.
You were following her around in a corset and a tutu.
Yeah.
And then with an axe, hand her the bolt cutters, and she cuts into her ex's place, and you guys smash them. That must have been the funnest shoot, to just smash random things.
It was, but it's situated chaos. There's one moment when I walk by, I look at the camera and smash a bottle on my face. They have me with a real axe on a skateboard. They don't break very well. So it bounced off the wall. I knew it was going to be a shit shot. and they filmed it live with Travis Barker, us destroying shit while he played drums for real. 360, us going around, us fucking up shit. But then we had control. Like literally, the director looked at me. I've done a lot of music videos with that director.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know her name off the top of my head. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. But she's like, "Can you pick the boyfriend up?" And I was like, "Sure." So we're pitching him into the air while glitter cannons go off. This little actor who I've been dragging around, they're like, "Hey, can you do this with a mic?" I'm like, "Okay, yes," because I do stunts too, and everybody that knows me knows I'm safe. I'm not going to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? I give a crap on set. It's not just for look; it's for safety too. 100%. So that director asked me to do some stunts. I'm like, "Sure." During Travis Scott, I'm scared of heights, like terrified of heights. Oh yeah, like unrational. I do it, but we were up in the Malibu Mountains when I shot Last Deal. They wanted me to stand next to this edge. We were at the highest point in the Malibu Mountains. We could look down to the valley and see the ocean.
It was too high. Yeah.
I did one scene. And I'm like, fuck it, I can't do it again. I got the table. You know what I'm saying? We were also shooting in the Malibu Mountains for the Travis Scott video, and they asked me to do the shot on a helicopter pad. And I looked at him and I was like, fuck no. We're at the fucking top of the Malibu mansion and I don't want to be on this helicopter pad. They had me working with Dobermans and all kinds of shit. But that, again, they put me in high places. And I get really bad anxiety about that. But yeah, man, no, I've been blessed. Like I said,
you want to be in metaphorical high places, not physical high places.
Yeah.
Not literal. Yeah.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean.
I've been really blessed this year to work on a lot of things, and I have a lot of things coming out. You know, I got to shoot a movie with Nikki Whalen this year in Thailand.
Yes. I saw her post that.
It's my second time I've worked with Brandon Slagle.
Yes. Yeah, you talked about Brandon.
Yeah, why don't you tell him the first movie? What was the first movie I did? We were talking about
the first movie, Breakout, which that's the one you mentioned, and I cannot wait to see that because not only does it have our mutual friend Louis Mandylor, it also has Casper Van Dien.
No, right? I don't think Breakout has Casper. I think that's The Flood. I
It's
think
a
it
flood.
has.
Oh, because I saw him in the, unless IMDb is wrong, but then again, it's the IMDb Wikipedia of movie
I
databases.
don't think Casper's in that. I could be wrong. Look, I
Right.
could be a fucking
And
100% wrong.
and
But
Aramis, a mutual friend of ours, Aramis
yeah,
Santiago, he's also in. I believe he's also in Breakout.
there's a lot of people in it. I
Yeah.
came in for 2 days. I've got a
Mhm.
really great scene. Um, it's hilarious and funny. I got to do Mario Daggett, who's a terrific tattoo artist and actor, big as hell, bigger than me. I remember seeing him. I'm like, wow, you're really outsizing me these days, kid. And like I said, I when you showed me the picture of Avril Lavigne, I'm like, wow, I was super yoked. And I'm like, I'm the same. Saying, but yeah, no, that was a fun time. The tutu thing, they let us use the shower, which was the nicest thing. Yeah. So they basically covered us with all of this. They were covering my tattoos. Let's be honest.
Yeah. It looks like oil, black. It looks like engine oil.
Yeah. Like we were the dirty, like they covered all of us, but I was the most heavily covered. It was all in my beard.
Well, you were the biggest guy there, I'd say.
Yeah, and my beard looked yeah, I'm the biggest guy there. It was all bodybuilders, but I was the biggest guy amongst all bodybuilders. So keep dreaming.
You know who you look like there? He worked with a friend of mine, very nice guy. He just recently passed away. But you had his similar the way your face looks. What's his name? Brad William Henneke.
Okay,
And if you know who that is, you recognize him if you saw him. I think he used to be a wrestler, or but he recently passed away. He was a great actor. He worked with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
But like you had the because you're both very big and very the beard and the hair.
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes you shave your head.
It goes to a faux hawk because it's all the hair I'm ever gonna have.
Well, I've seen you shave your head for certain roles. I've seen you shave your head.
I shave my head bald for roles.
Yeah.
I talked to Mitch for Static Codes about shaving up the bald spot, which I already have. Look, but shaving it more prominent. He's like, no, Mike. He's like, just shave your beard. And I shaved my beard for Static Codes with Augie Duke and Tara Manning.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple directors like, hey man, before you do my movie, grow that fucking beard back. You know what I'm saying? I like the beard. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
some people are unrecognizable, almost nearly unrecognizable without it.
It's a blessing and a curse. Timothy Woodward he called it rapey rape Mike. And he loved me shaving. He's like, you just like everybody else now. I'm like, no, I'm not. Timmy, I am not like everybody else.
You're definitely not.
I've got a lot.
I can see that in a good way.
Yeah. I'm really lucky to be in a position where I have a lot of friends that are making films and things like that. Look, a film is a Rubik's Cube. Any project that you do to try to get it's teams getting together. I just read something by Marcel Waltz, and he's the director of Blind. And he was talking about how beautiful it is when there's a team all working together to capture that moment. And it's true. And you can put the best teams together, and sometimes it doesn't gel and happen. But I've been lucky, I think, this year where I've gotten to work on some of those things, where everything just gelled together so perfectly, and we were able to make moments. I think I did. I hope I did. And I saw The Last Deal, and I saw that there. I saw those moments on Appetite for Sin. I've seen it in some of my things. I'm starting to see the work, the projects are better and better. That, you know what I'm saying? And it makes me happy.
Well, I've actually. Oh, sorry. No, I actually have a question, because I have a couple of shots of you from the set of The Breakout.
Yeah.
But then there's one here. It looks like you guys are almost like praying, or you're just looking down at something, or you're crying.
Oh, we're going over I think we're having a safety meeting check on gun.
Okay. Oh, I gotcha.
Well, that's a gun safety meeting check. Yeah.
Really?
There's weapons on set.
Yeah.
Non-firing. They show that they're non-firing. That they can't ever be loaded. They pass them around, ask people to take a look at. It's just gun safety.
Safety, like you're talking about, like always about safety. And
yes. It's always about safety. This isn't real. What we're doing is pretending to make real shit. Yeah. When I'm fighting Nikki Whalen in thigh deep water,
I gotta check that.
That's not real. You know what I'm saying? But it looks very real. I've got the fight scene. I just got to do ADR on The Flood, the movie with Casper Van Dien, Nikki Whalen.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Devaney Penn does. Her performances are amazing. Her Can't Present Break thing is. I just saw it the other day. It's fantastic. What she did in Thailand is next level stunt shit. I couldn't believe she did it. I'm not going to ruin anything,
You don't.
But she really puts 100% of herself into something. Her and her husband are just wonderful people, and it's just a blessing to be able to be around these talented, wonderful people like Mitch Parks, David Mitch, Matt McCure, George. You know what I'm saying? All of these people in my life, and I get to work with Jackson again in the new series I just started with Herbert West.
Yes.
And Lisa Hines is in it. BJ Mesnick. I keep getting to work with my friends.
Yeah.
Which is it's the same people I'm working with over and over.
You're
and
almost
over
like the Tim Burtons to each other's Johnny Depps in a sense.
Yeah. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You find your team. You find your people that make the Rubik's Cube the best with you. It's
a blessing.
Yeah. What we're making is not real. Let's go all in. Let's leave nothing left on the dance floor. You know what I'm saying?
And Herbert West, you know, the H.P. Lovecraft is one of the biggest influences in all of cinema, music, even to like Disturbed, Metallica, like all these, everything is influenced by Lovecraft.
Lovecraft has his mark in Cthulhu mythos and in the Necronomicon.
But I love to see you in a Herbert West story. You know,
well, I am.
Yeah. No, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, and I'm Nevin Winters. I'm the head of security at Miskatonic University.
Really?
And this is its own gag. It has nothing to do with the Jeffrey Combs movies or anything like that.
Right.
This is its own world inspired by H.P. Lovecraft and the Herbert West story.
Yeah.
And I have a really great role coming out the gate. I'm a disembodied head.
Can I bring up a photo of it while you're talking about it?
Yeah, go ahead, put it up. Look, that was hard as heck to do.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to Joe Castro. You're amazing. Thank you to Brian, everybody, the DP, everybody for making that happen. And thank you to Zan Alda. He really embodies Herbert West. I really think him and his acting are really something special. And I get to share a moment with him, a couple moments with him. And that was eye blood in my eye. And Castro says, I've had eye blood in my eyes before. It goes away very quickly. But the only thing I could do with acting is I can't really move my mouth very much. And I'm just acting with my eyes. So I can't blink that much. When I'm blinking, it's because I'm showing emotion. So it was a challenge. I was telling you earlier, I don't know if we talked about this. They had to cut parts of my trap to keep me. I had to be completely still and just reacting like this. It was tough with my chin up, with that neck drilled to the table. So I was drilled into it.
How many hours or how long did you have to
It was about 2.5 hours. They had me on a
straight.
Yeah.
Because they probably have to do the stuff around the neck.
They sealed it around my neck. I had glue around this, and that was drilled into the table. The table's dressed around me. It was uncomfortable for sure. We got my coverage done, and then we got their coverage done. And we had the head that Joe Castro did the life cast for me, which is, these are about uncomfortable challenges. This is my second life cast I've had with Mr. Castro. He is great. He's a consummate professional. He helped me get all the stuff off me. He's really good products. It was really a blessing to work with him on this.
You also worked with him. Was it Terror Tunes?
I worked with it. Yeah, I had it. So the funny thing about Terror Tunes, I'm not going to even give away everything, but I lose my head in this.
Don't give away anything.
Yeah, I lose my head in that. And literally, it is one of the most terrifyingly well done things I've ever seen. I hit up Mr. Castro. I'm like, yo, give me that for my reel. It is the most. And Brian saw the head casting and saw Terror Tunes. He's like, I got to have Mike for the series. Because it was going to be challenging. It was going to be me head cast again. It was going to have them talking to my head. There's a lot going on here. And I was like, yeah, sure. It sounds like a challenge. And then I saw a Rue Morgue article come out. And I was like, oh, my Lord, this is real as shit. And then my look changed. So my look changed because I do so many projects. And my hair changes. And sometimes they ask me to take it off. And I'm always like, yeah, sure. And it's bad but we've got this look which is stuck in for a little while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got to work with Castro and Terror Tunes. Brink Stevens got to direct something in there. Joe's got his stuff. It's 10 years in the making.
Mhm.
It is a trip, and it's a really fun ride.
Yeah, I saw photos from the premiere. I can't wait to check it out. I actually, because we were talking about Dev earlier, I know she couldn't make the Appetite for Sin premiere, but she did come much later at the Halloween Hotness. But I haven't been able to post all of them yet because I haven't been made live yet. But I will bring up a photo that I just recently was able to obtain of you and I and another friend of ours from the Appetite for Sin premiere.
Oh, yeah. John Hitt.
John. Mm-hmm.
John Hitt just hit me up. I'm going to audition for something he's got going on.
Nice. Now, he was a really cool guy.
He's a great guy. He works with Bellissimo. Really nice guy. They're doing stuff, fun stuff. Again, like I said, that was at the Slice premiere, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or Appetite for Sin. I don't know.
And that was that one was Appetite for Sin. Yeah,
it all bleeds into one. But I mean, look, man. Here at the end of the day, we're all gonna work together.
Mm-hmm.
Over and over and over again. We're going to pass people in this industry. No matter what happens, we got to keep working, blah, 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 doing whatever.
Networking.
At the end of the day, it is this miracle, this magic Rubik's Cube we're trying to solve to get this artwork, make these moments that the viewers want to hold on to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
they leave the theater with it. It doesn't just go away after they leave the theater. It sticks with them.
Yeah, they want to have an emotional response to it. Amber Road, which I just did with Brian, I play a cop.
You play what? Sorry, you cut out for a second. You play who?
Oh, I did Amber Road, which is now out on DVD. It's sold out through Amazon. It is, has it. Walmart has it and someplace else. It is physical copies are out on it. I don't know if it's went video on demand yet. Might have. That is a movie that is hard to watch. Janet Wang is the lead in it, and she is tortured in it.
Is that the PG-13 one with Felissa Rose?
I'm sorry?
Was that the PG-13 one with Felissa Rose you mentioned? Or that
was
something else?
No. This is a man, Amber Road.
Which okay.
Brian, who I did, who I'm doing the Herbert West reimagining. It's a movie I did with him, BJ Mesnick. It's Robert Lasardo. It is hard to watch. I was there at the theater. I walked out during the torture scenes. Came back in.
Wow.
And then they started torturing again. And I went out. So it evoked a reaction from me and some of the other audience members. And I've read, they did an article in another magazine about it. And they literally talked about it, had people that were there at the screening talking about that it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So job done. Mission accomplished. People are going to watch that fucking movie. And it evoked an emotional response. Here I am, a 51-year-old guy covered in tattoos. Got a little upset over a little gore.
Hey, can I tell you something? There are a number of people, at least one I know who's in the Saw franchise who is squeamish, but will act in really gory and violent scenes in movies. I went to a premiere with one of my friends from the Saw. One of the actors I met at the Saw Cruise is a friend of mine. She invited the premiere of one of her female sci-fi club movies. It's called Raised. Yeah. Came out in 2013, and she's like the bitch badass fighting Zoe Bell.
Yeah,
because they're like rivals, and she gets she's cringing at the scenes she was fighting and that she's beating up somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I it's not my gag, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I like telling stories. And like I said, Amber Road, I play a cop. I play a field agent. I don't play a normal cop. I'm a guy who's seen and done some shit, probably undercover or whatever. But long story short, is it evokes that reaction. I think it's out on DVD.
Yeah.
Today, like I said, Amazon sold out, but they do have it at Walmart and all that. Yeah. You can pick up Amber Road today. Jed Rowan, Elisa Dowling, everybody's in it.
Amazon, you never sell out if it's digital. So I'm going to check and see if they have it on digital.
They may or may not. I know that he might have done the physical release before because he was streaming on his company servers. Because look, today's day and age, you could go through the aggregator. You don't have to necessarily go through the traditional distribution route. You can handle it all your own.
Or you could do both. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, Sadie's Hanukkah horror movie that she was in, I think, was strictly physical. It was like a limited release at the time. But yeah, that I just couldn't not see that because being Jewish and a horror fan, it was like I could get the jokes that a lot of people wouldn't get, whether they're
yeah.
I was gonna say, you also were in a movie with that Danny Trejo was in, and I met the guy. Very nice guy. I met him a bunch of times. He's shorter than me, but he yeah.
I bodyguarded for Trejo.
Yeah.
Like a production hired me to bodyguard for Trejo. I was like, okay, I'm gonna. They're like, who do you want to know who you're guarding? I'm like, no. And they tell me, I'm like, oh, sick. And I was like, I know his driver really well. I didn't know Dan. I'd done a movie with him, but I didn't know him. He gave me some wisdom on Silencer. That was a Timothy Woodward film.
Yeah.
I got to work on that. I got to fight. I died twice by Tito Ortiz's hand. Thanks, Tito.
Ortiz.
I just did a movie with him last year or the year before. It still hasn't released. I haven't heard anything about it. Justin Price directed it. Me and Mike Markoff, we're all operators going to fight right-wing Nazis over in Germany and to stop the world from ending. But I haven't heard anything about that. So we've already filmed it. It had some pretty dope shit in it. Tito does some great fight stuff. So
what's it called? I know you mentioned Andrew. We talked about Andrew Divoff. He was one of the first actors in the horror industry I've ever met back in 2005. I saw him again 6 years ago. Nicest guy. I got
his phone number. I've got his phone number. I've got Terrence Howard's phone number.
Yeah.
I wish him holidays. Casper Van Dien, I've got his number. I've got Lewis's number.
Yeah.
We message holidays and stuff. Nikki Whalen, these are all, you make a movie, they become your tribe. You know what I'm saying? When I filmed in Thailand, when I've shot in Armenia with Mike Markoff, we went and shot for 2 months over there.
Yeah.
Death Squad. He's my tribe forever. You know what I'm saying? We got sick. We made movies. We laughed. We cried together. You know what I'm saying? These we're tried and true battle worn.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And one last thing, I know we're gonna have to close up soon.
Yeah.
But I just want to also mention Noel G. Was Noel Guglielmi? I think he was also in Breakout, was he not? Did you work with him?
He was in Breakout. He was also. I did a movie. I did some extra footage for a movie that he had done. I'm gonna forget the name of the fucking thing. Lincoln.
Okay.
I'm one of his henchmen in a movie, and I just shot at the beginning of last year, and it was a movie they had priorly shot. But yeah, he's in Bermuda Island. I share a scene with him, and it's a fun ride. And but yeah, I've done a couple movies with him. He's a great guy. He's always Hector. If you look on IMDb.
Well, I met him. I think it was a year or two after, like almost to the date that Paul Walker passed away.
Yeah.
And he looked so intimidating. You go up to him and he's a big smile on his face, friendliest guy, because he always plays a badass. And then you realize he is the sweetest, most chillest guy.
It's an act. We're just trying to act so we don't have to be tough guys.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you naturally intimidating, but you start a conversation with the person, and they're like Dan Yeager. I don't know if you know who he is. He's an old friend of mine, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw 3D. Yeah. So he's also, ironically, he's 6'6", also afraid of heights. He says, he said he was at the Grand Canyon, and he couldn't look, but yeah, nicest guy in the world. But I think he said something he's showing me something you can't tell anybody. So like, he was like, because I'll have to kill you. And then he started just like laughing, like it's just like but that's the way he got the role. Like I think what's his name? He talked about how Carl Mazzacone saw him perform in a role on stage after somebody said to Carl that he would make a great Leatherface, and he just came on stage and everybody just watching just like gasped. And Carl could see that Dan was naturally scary, even if them as a person's not. Their presence on screen or on stage just hits. So that's what you give that. But when when people meet you, you're the coolest, freaking chillest, sweetest guy, and that's always the badasses, the villains in the industry. You are almost always like that.
Well, we're trying to hang out, man. Like I said, like I used to when I was a younger man, I was rambunctious. Those days are behind me. I'm just trying to, I got pints of ice cream to eat. I got weights to lift. I've got things to do. I look, man, is that but I mean that's the thing is you can't judge a book by its cover.
100%.
Is that a lot of people would stereotype me, and that's first movie I did, I raped a guy. But then I started doing uncle roles, and I started doing cop roles, and I started Amityville Uprising. I'm a cop. You know what I'm saying? They just covered up the facial tattoos. being a tattoo artist for as long as I have been, I've known police officers with tattoos on their face all over themselves. You know, so usually undercover or whatever, but I tattooed them all. And so, you know, I see when they're casting and stuff, no visible tattoos. What fucking world is that? Because that's not the real world.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not the real world. And we're still, you know, a little bit behind in that. It's good to go to Target and Starbucks. You're starting to see people more tattoos, but still we get
100%.
discriminated against too.
It's an
I made the
unfortunate
decision,
truth.
fuck me, but you know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you something? And there are unfortunate truths that we just can't escape, and
Yeah.
it's just something we have to deal with and live with, and just manage ourselves around.
Yeah.
And with everything that you've been through, you've been doing a great job. You created relationships with a lot of great people. You made a lot of good friends. A team, not just like it's when a team is like a family to you. Like you don't just work together. You, like you said, you spend Christmas together. You
Yeah,
become
we create together. We spend birthdays together. I go to their Christmas parties.
Exactly.
Look, I was at a studio on New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve. I was doing key art for a pitch deck for a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And they called me up and they're like, "Hey, we'd like to know if you'd like to do key art. Do you have this? I was like, "I got all that shit." So I went and did key art on New Year's Eve for a pitch deck, and I'm very confident in the people that called me to ask me for my time, because time is money. That's what it is.
Just 100%. Yeah.
And if people in Hollywood, especially these people, are calling me up to do, and I don't need to do anything on New Year. I think New Year's Eve, I went to bed at 8 o'clock, fell asleep, woke up at midnight. Everybody congratulated me. I am no young man. I spent last New Year's at Sue Wong's gala. I don't know if she threw one this year, but she always throws beautiful big parties. And I spent it last year and it was cool. I left before midnight and I got home and I cooked myself dinner. You know what I'm saying? I got to see everybody, Sadie Katz, her husband. I got to see everybody. This year I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go to bed early. That's what I'm going to do. And I don't even drink it tonight. I'm going to have a whiskey or two after this.
You indulge. You allow yourself to indulge.
I'm a grown ass man. I'm driving to Bakersfield tomorrow to go tattoo for the next week. So if anybody wants to get a Mike Ferguson skull, come in. It's $200, size of your palm. Looks dope as shit. Come get tattooed by me.
If I have any friends in LA looking for a good tattoo artist, I'll send them your way.
Yeah, I do tattoo here in LA. Occasionally I do private sessions and stuff like that. I work occasionally, I haven't in a while, at Black Mirror Tattoo Gallery, which is actually called NoHo Tattoo Gallery.
Nice.
On Magnolia. Really great people there. If I'm not available, you can go by there and get tattooed by them. But I am available for privates in LA, but I do work in Bakersfield and I do tattoo conventions. I'm mulling over. I might be doing the Fresno Tattoo Convention this year. I did it really? 2 years ago. And no, I did it right before COVID was the last time I did the Fresno Tattoo Convention. And it was a fun time. I got to tattoo a lot of people. I tattooed nonstop. Meet new people, creating art.
So it's funny you say that, because I met some people, not just in the horror con industry, but also friends of mine from my vicinity who either do tattoo art or are working in that field. So I might direct them your way at some point.
Of course.
We'll connect about that.
Yeah.
But no, we'll talk more. I'd love to have you back on. I mentioned to a few people, including Matt, I wanted to have an Appetite for Sin cast all together on the show at once.
I would love to do that. I'll do anything Matt wants to do. I support him as a filmmaker. I found Matt when he was a kid in high school, and I started messaging him on Instagram. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I'm fan of your work. I'm going to end up working with you. And I see directors, and I usually end up doing it, and I usually end up working with them more than once. Not all the time, but you try to do the best that you can do. But yeah, I hit him up. I was a fan of his stuff, the Hatbox Ghost. And,
yeah,
you know, I watched his thing going where he went in and out, and it was cool to see his career. It was cool to be part of it.
Yeah, I gotta touch base with him, because he bought a house or a place not too far from me in New York just recently, in Brooklyn.
Oh, really? I thought he was coming back to LA.
No, I think he is, but I think he just a space. He bought a space or renting a space here too.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. The kid's got all kinds of shit going on.
Yeah, but yeah, no, but yeah. So what's it called? I got to talk to him because I'd love to have like a group because I could have as many as 9 people on, including myself at a time.
That'd be
I think
great.
so I'd love to have like a whole Appetite for Sin cast and crew interview. So I'm
That'd
going
be
to talk
great.
to him about that. I brought it up to Alana.
Yeah.
I think I brought it up to Eva. We'll try to work.
You
on
know,
that.
Joe Castro plays a lead part in that too, and he's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
actor.
I know. I love Joe. I got to touch base with him too. Yeah, Joe and I have been in touch.
Joe and his husband are great people. And Terratunes, I work with them and Matt on that. They're just great people, and they give crap about the industry, and they give crap about the artists.
Yeah, but also Joe is like what he does.
He's a madman, dude. Look, here's the thing is, Joe Castro is a legend. I was a fan of his on Terratunes. I've watched his career this whole time. He is a legend in the horror industry.
Yes, he is.
Joe could do anything, but he is a legend in the horror industry,
and he's a mensch. And he's an
it just gets better and better and better. And literally, I'm glad to be part of the Terratunes universe, and I'm glad that you guys are going to be able to see what I brought to that universe because I'm very much part of that universe now. And if you know anything about, you know, all that, which you will when you see the movie, please do watch it. I don't know. You'll know what I mean when I'm saying now.
I'm sure. I have no doubt. Anyway, listen, Mike, I will be having you on again, no doubt. I will talk to Matt. Please let everybody know if there's any socials they could follow you on, your progress.
Okay, let me give that up right now. I am Mike Ferguson, professional bounty hunter on YouTube. I put up new content every now and then. Please subscribe. Mike Ferguson, professional bounty hunter. I am Mike Ferguson 71 at Instagram. I don't know how to change this, but on Facebook, I am Mike Ferguson 666. It was a punk rock thing. That was all. Say it's like Ghost. I don't know how it's juvenile. Fuck me. And then on Instagram, Twitter is Mike71 Ferguson. On TikTok and I have a pretty good following over there, is Mike.Ferguson. And that's how you can get a hold of me anytime, anywhere. If you have my phone number, don't send nudes.
Yeah. And if, don't worry, I won't. And is there any, let's say they want to, is there like a booking, like let's say there's a website on any of these things where let's say
you could just hit me up through a DM or a personal message. If you want to book me for a tattoo or if you want to book me for a movie, my inboxes are always open. I had talked to my old agent about repping me again this year. I haven't talked to him since. This was right around December. So I'm going to talk to him soon. But until then, you can email me or message me.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for being on with us. And I'll be having you on again, no doubt. I'll touch base with you this week. Yeah, but man, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you. You're professional and great.
Thank
you.
And
I yabbed for an hour and 13 minutes.
Dude, I love it. I'm the same way. I will send you the link so you could share this with whoever you want. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Man. Have a great night, man. We'll talk soon. Sleep well. Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Drink well.